everyone, it's Rhonda here from Nelson Soapery. Today let's get into a video all about reed diffusers and how we can actually make them. So make sure you watch the video all the way through and I will actually explain the measurements and how I'm calculating it and so on for this. So this is a practice one that I've done just to show you all at the start. So this is going to be my blooming rose, and yes, you are right, it does have a bit of color in it as well. You can use colors, and as we go through the video I will explain to you exactly how we do it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So get your pens and papers ready and I'll tell you exactly how we've done it, so then maybe you can make your own. And down the bottom in the description box I will leave some links and so on where you can get some jars, some really good fragrances, and a little bit more know-how on reed diffusers. For anyone that wants to purchase my things, just jump over to our website, which is nelsonsoapery.com. No AU needed, just .com. And that way you can see hundreds of our products that are all listed on our site. And when we actually list them, everything changes all the time. I never just stick to one product because I think that's a bit boring and people want to see some really fun, exciting, creative things changing all the time. But anyway, like I said, let's get into making these absolutely beautiful reed diffusers. All right, everyone, so we're here and ready to get started. So before you even start to do anything else, we do need to organize some labels. No matter what country you're in, there will be legals in regards to labels. So in Australia, this is my simple label, which is just going to sit on the front. And of course, that will change depending on what it's called. So make sure that you have, obviously you'll need, your weights and things like that in it. We're going to be doing this in mils, but you can also, on the bottom of these, there are actually pre-made stickers that you can get from companies, which basically will just tell you what's in it, directions and so on. Or you can make your own. I'll actually be making my own, which will go on the bottom. So the front bit that, like I said, that I showed you before, this is literally just going to sit on the front like that. And then I'm actually making mine in a clear fabric. So this particular one, you can get these clear sheets from Stanley Packaging in Australia. So I'll leave some links from there, and I'll see if I can leave some links for the US as well, because I do have lots of people that follow me from the US. So now, lots of people say, what can I put in them? You know, of course, you've got to put the main liquid in them and then your fragrance. They're the two most important things. But you can put things like color in. You can put rose petals in. But there is a few things to think of, because sometimes if you put too much in, you'll just totally clog up the wick. And of course, so like we've talked about, you need the fragrance, you need your base to go in, and then of course we need some reed diffusers. You can actually buy these already in kits. So I've actually bought this one from Aroma in Australia, and this is what it comes in, like a big box like this. Here's all my math on the outside of something. And basically what happens too is every fragrance you use will have a different load. So make sure you just check on the fragrance. So the first one that I've done, which was my demo one here, which was my blooming rose. This one here was a rose scent, which came from Pure Candles Australia. And on their website, it says you can go up to 25%. Now, when it says 25%, that doesn't mean you have to use that. So have a think about it and decide exactly, how much you want to use. You might want to use 20%. So you don't have to go up to the 25. That's just the maximum usage rate that you can actually pop in it. So to start with, the best idea is literally just to get a base. So I'll find you the base so I can show you the one that I'm using. So now there is different bases as well. You can get a standard one or a premium one. So this is the one that I'm choosing, which is from Aroma, and you can buy them in all different amounts, but I'm just using a 2.5 litre one is how I bought mine, and I think it's roughly about $40 odd, obviously plus shipping and so on. So and then of course you've got to add everything else in, but that's the one I'm using. There's two different ones, but I was definitely advised from Aroma to use the premium one, which is only $1 or $2 more, and the reason that you're using that is it's just meant to take to the fragrance and everything much better. So I decided for the extra few dollars it was definitely worth that. And then of course you need your jars. So I'm just using the clear ones. And the reason I'm using these is I wanted to add a tiny bit of color and some things in it. So I wanted mine to be able to be see-through like this one here. But you can use, they have amber jars, there's black jars, there's white ones, there's so many different ones. So just choose what's right for you. If your whole company's black, well then obviously you get the black one and just pop your label over. You don't have to see inside the jar. Because a lot of jars are just going to be the liquid and there's not going to be anything more exciting than that in it. And now if you want to use color, you can see this other one I've made, which is bright color, and all this one has in it, it's 1 drop of candle liquid. So you know the dyes that you use for candles, which are just your you know, your little drop the liquid ones, you can use them for these as well, but do not use much at all. And as you can see, that is 1 drop for a whole massive container of it. So definitely don't use much at all if you're going to use it, because you don't want to clog up the wick either. And then of course, you know, you'll need your jars and spoons and things to mix. Do make sure you're using a metal one, not plastic, because earlier on I had my plastic one, which this is just a standard plastic one, and you probably can't see the bottom of it. I don't know whether you can, but it actually started eating away at the plastic. So this stuff is really, really potent. So do make sure you're using the right things. I thought the plastic spoon would be fine. And then I do have a little bit of glitter in here, which is biodegradable, and I'm going to put the tiniest, weeniest little pinch in one of my galaxy ones that I'm doing. Like I have a galaxy star that I'll be doing as well. But like I said, make sure you just read through everything on all your suppliers lists to see what you can do and what you can't do. So and of course, oh sorry, and the last thing is I'm just using my chopstick to stir them up, because it's definitely much easier to use that as well. And unfortunately, a lot of these bottles go everywhere. So if you can have something or a spout or something that you can pour it into, it'd be much easier. So for my Egyptian kingdom, I'm actually going to, you know, I think I might just pre-put the labels on, because I did it the other way before and it ended up being messy. So I've already wiped down and cleaned my jars. So I'm literally just going to pop them on, and lots of you will know I absolutely love these clear labels. Like they just look so nice. So anyway, so this is the Egyptian kingdom one that I'm doing, and hopefully you love that. And what I like to do is I have in this particular scent, and this is my own make of a scent as well. What I do is I have, you know, like some soap in there, some soap whip. I also have obviously the diffuser that I'm going to be doing, a candle. So that way if somebody loves it, they can buy the whole set of it as well. When we're finished as well, you actually need these little caps, and you can get ones wooden, steel, and so on. I just got the basic one, which is black, and then it has the cap. So once we're finished, we're just going to pop the cap in, force it in, and then twist that around. And then this will all go in a beautiful box. I actually have some boxes ordered from a company called Bianco. So I will actually leave their link as well, because they were really affordable, and I bought from them before, and they're super fast getting you lots of things. So they have like lots of different packaging and boxes and so on. So anyway, give them a go. They're a little Aussie company that I found some time ago, but anyway, they're very good. So like I said, we're just going to pop that on. So let me just do this one. And I don't like to make too many things in advance, because I like to have to give my customers the product straight away. Now on the back of these two, you'll see like a seam line in them. Just make sure obviously that this isn't going on the seam line, because that would be a little bit ugly, wouldn't it? So and as you've seen, I'm just popping them on nice and neat. And you do want to make sure you don't drip over this, because it will remove all the colour. But you know, I'm pretty careful on doing it as well. And always make sure that your website is on it, so it's nice and easy for people to come back if they want to buy more, and so on. But before I get mixing everything else, I wanted to talk about something that I think is honestly super duper popular, important at the moment. Not popular. Yeah, I wanted to talk about something that is super important. So I've had lots of people saying to me, you know, things like, you know, they can't sell their products, they're trying, nothing's working. I just wanted to say, look, it takes time. Like, honestly, it really takes time. So please don't get discouraged. even Instagram and TikTok and all of that, it didn't happen for me overnight. And even on my Instagram, I think I only have like 300 followers or something. But each day I just put more things on. I just put, you know, more things of my products so people can see what I do. And then as you go along, more and more people will follow you. The same as TikTok. I think I have 3,800 and something. You know, but that takes time. People want to see what you're doing. If you're just going to post every now and then, you're never going to get anyone on there. So anyway, that's just what I wanted to say, that please just don't get discouraged. This takes a long time. I've seen soapers that have been doing this for years and years and years before they end up in a shop or anything else. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to say that because it's been on my mind a bit, and sometimes I lie in bed and I think, oh yeah, I feel just so sad for people when they're getting discouraged. But anyway, like I said, just, you know, do your thing. So anyway, in here I have everything mixed up. So this is the base that I was talking about before, and then of course you're going to be measuring up your mils on one side, depending on what country you're in, but I'm going to use mils because we're in Australia. So with a lot of these, like I said, it's about 25%. So I'm just going to work from anything from 20 to 25%. So in this one I have 240 mils. This is going to be enough for 2 of these. So it does cost a bit of money to make these. So don't think you're going to make it for $2, because you're not. It's going to cost quite a bit. So you do need to make sure you mark it up accordingly. And now also with my this is, you know, just my measuring spoon I had before. It has mils on here as well. So that's why I knew this one was really good. So actually, I think I'm working off 19% if I'm right, because I changed it a little bit earlier. So anyway, let's go and make a beautiful, we'll do the Egyptian one, because this is the one that we just put the labels on, and then there's enough in here for 2. So I know for this, I need to have about 80 mils, but this is going to be 60 obviously, so there's 15 in each one. So we're literally just going to add it in, 2, 3, 4, and that comes to 60. So I need just a little bit less than a full one of that to come to the full amount that I actually want to come to in there. And honestly, this is all you're going to do, is you're just going to mix it all together and just make sure that it's the scent that you want. If you want to add color, this is when you do it. Please don't put mica in. You cannot put mica in these at all, because it will clog up these, and then the scent won't be able to travel through the reeds. So that's definitely something you definitely can't do. But for the amber ones, like these ones, some of them you can leave clear. Like, don't think you can't leave it clear. And, you know, or put a weeny tiny bit of glitter or something like that in. You know, like I said, it's just dependent on, you know, exactly how you want it to go. But I've actually got a tiny bit of gold glitter, so I'm going to put that in. Now, the only reason I'm using this glitter is to set the scene. So because this is like Egyptian kingdom, and when I think of that, I think of kind of like, you know, gold and, you know, all the treasures that might have been left with the old kings behind. So as you've seen, I've literally just got enough on one brush. That is all I'm putting in. So definitely don't put more than that in. And it will just give a little bit of a fling of glitter. So I'm not sure if you can actually see that little glitter in there, but there's definitely some in there, which means we'll just shake off the rest that was sitting on the brush, because then I know it's just that. So literally it's, you know, glitter that's just sitting on the end of one brush, and that's going to be for 2. So, and then of course I have this, and we're going to be pouring this in. So if you want, you can literally sit this on the scale, which I would definitely suggest, so that you know the right amounts. So I'm going to tear out my scale, and then I'm actually going to pour it into these. So, sorry, I'm just going to pop this on the scale. I know it's to the side a bit here, but you don't really need to see that. I just need to see how much. The jar actually weighs 363 grams, and I'm just going to keep putting it on here so that I know they're even. And literally this is all we're going to do, is just pour it into here. And we want to make sure they're even. To be honest, I've actually got more than I need in here. So the person will get a little bit extra, but I'm not filling these to the top either. You don't need to fill your jars to the top. We want to make sure they're fairly even, don't we? So I've done that. And of course you would be wearing gloves, but these ones are my starting testing ones, so these will be given to my daughters. But yeah, definitely wear gloves because this stuff's potent. And I should have done that, shouldn't I? But I didn't, I forgot. So anyway, as you can see, if you can see here, like it's fairly clear. There's only just the sprinkle of tiniest little bit of gold sitting in there. But like I said, we can't put much more than that. If you put more than that, then you're going to have a problem later on. So, because, you know, we want the scent more than anything, don't we? And like I said, and then that's literally it. All we're going to be doing is putting the lids on. And they do smell really lovely. These ones are going to be quite a light scent. So some scents will be more heavy than others. And then literally this is all we're going to do is put the lid on. You just got to sort of force this in, which is this little cap, and then this bit here. And the good thing about this is once you've got this on and it's tight, make sure it's tight because you want to be able to send this without it going everywhere, and it does not come out, if you can see that. So yeah, so that's exactly what it's going to look like. It does look a bit fancy, doesn't it, having the pink? But, you know, choose however you want it to go. I only have liquid in the pink, so that's why this one's got a tiny bit, but the others won't. But you can put some leaves and things like that. But once again, like I said, just don't put a lot into it either. But as I said, you know, this one here is done. And it's going to look gorgeous, so I'm sure my 16-year-old is going to love it. She usually tests out a lot of my things, and my other daughters, but they don't live at home, and of course we can't see them because we're in lockdown at the moment, but my other daughter living at home is fine. So I hope today I've helped you a little bit in showing you how to actually make these. They're not really hard to make, they're really not. But it is expensive to buy it at the start to set it all up. But once you have it, then you can make some beautiful ones that your customers will really and truly love. But do make sure you have all the safety labels on. It's really, really important. And I will be popping something around the edge because I wanted mine to look really different and unique. So like I always say, just make sure your product is unique. If it's unique, everyone will come back, I promise you. Anyway, thanks so much everyone for listening to today's video. Hopefully I've helped you. I'll leave some shots at the end. And then of course there'll be the beautiful shots of these that I'll be using for my marketing. And that way you can see exactly what I'm doing. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.